Alrighty ladies, I have for you a requested workout from a friend. This is for those separation in those abs, those dissecti recti, the weak lower abs, sore lower backs, glutes that don't want to work. We're going to be targeting that whole midsection. I call it the mummy problem area. Yeah. This is an area us mummies seem to have a little bit of issues with. I definitely know for me, after birthing 5 children, this is an area each time after each birth, I really focus on pulling that all back together, strengthening those glutes, strengthening that back and that lower core so I can be safe from things I pick up and do. So make sure if you are doing this workout, if you're just early postpartum, this is not for you. You need to make sure you're cleared by your midwife, getting back into exercise safely. So if you're ready, come join me on the mat. You don't need any props at all, but we're going to work that mummy areas. Alright, mummies and ladies of all ages, come join me on the mat. We're going to be working that core area safely, the glutes, and strengthening that lower back. So come join me on the mat, feet hip width apart, bring the hands behind those knees and gently roll yourself down one vertebra at a time. Sometimes those feet need to slide in a little closer. Come meet me down on the mat right here. Just to start off with, I want you to just do some little hip tilts right here. So just pelvic tilts forward and back, forward and back. So trying to find a neutral. So I'm rocking back, getting to that lower back and then releasing. So what I like to do is put my index finger on top of my rib cage, on top of my hip bones and my thumb on the bottom of my rib cage. And so they come together and then they separate. So once here, you're actually working your pelvic floor. You're engaging the lower abs nice and safely. There we go. Bring it back into what we call our Pilates Neutral. So you're not jamming the back on the mat. This is actually a neutral. So the tailbone is long. So think long through the pelvis. Nice width here. Think about the rib cage sinking down. So you've got a nice strong core. Inhale, fill that rib cage. Exhale, draw that belly button in. Inhale in, exhale out. Now our breath helps us engage those deep abdominal muscles. So focus in on that breath. So take a nice big inhale for me now. Exhale, draw the belly button to the spine. Feel that core engage. Holding right here in that beautiful neutral. We're going to let the leg come out. It's just not flopping out, it's control. My fingers are just sitting on those hip bones to make sure those hips are staying nice and stable. I stretch the leg long, I rotate, draw the foot back in. So I'm doing some little hip rotations here. So the leg draws in, as it falls out, it goes away, it comes and turns into parallel. Now here the lower abs are actually drawing that leg back in. So here we're safely working that lower ab area and pelvis area. That's it. Remember the hip joints connecting to that lower back and those glutes. One more time. Draw it in, let it fall, and pull it back in. Let's take it to the other side. Let the leg fall out. It's not falling out so my hips move. My hips are staying stable. That's why we've got the fingers on there. And draw it in. So the leg falls out. We draw it away from us. We rotate. We pull it in. It's actually those lower abs pulling that leg in. Inhale, exhale. We've got a nice little release of those hips. So those hips get super tight. That's it. If we don't focus on, especially doing lots of sitting, lots of standing, our poor little hippies take a beating, especially after giving birth. Nice work. Bring it back into center. From here, we do some nice hip rolls. Arms come down to the side of the body. So you're still in that beautiful neutral. You're going to inhale for me. And on your exhale, you draw belly button spine. You peel that pelvis one vertebra at a time. You rock it towards your face and then you roll all the way up, heading into a bridge. Squeeze those glutes for me right here. Make sure those knees are on a train track. You don't want them flaring out. They're nice and in line with my hips. Inhale, exhale, I'm going to roll, tuck that pelvis under and roll one vertebra at a time, focusing in on that lower back. You want to mobilize that lower back. And then I release all the way back into neutral. So I like to imagine the marble comes into the pelvic floor. I rock and tip the pelvis back to hold the marble in. We roll one vertebra at a time. We squeeze at the top, push through those triceps. It's a nice long plank here. Check your hips are nice and even. Are those glutes firing equally? And then we tip and roll one vertebra down at a time. Go nice and slowly, articulating through that lower back to get that mobility, and then let the marble roll all the way out as you tip the pelvis back into that neutral. Let's do it one more time. Inhale, exhale, the marble comes in. We tip that pelvis to hold on to it. We roll it up one vertebra at a time. I'm pushing through those heels, pushing through those triceps, squeezing those glutes as I get to the top. Inhale, exhale, tip and roll the pelvis all the way down. So I don't want to lose that marble yet. I've got to hold it in. There we go, and roll it all the way back out into neutral. Beautiful work. Inhale, exhale, draw belly button to spine as the rib to hip connection comes closer. That's called our imprint. I'm not jamming my back on the ground. I inhale, exhale, rib to hip connection right here. We always come to that beautiful imprint before we lift one leg up and bring it down. Lift the other. So we're just going to do a little march here, connecting into that lower core right here. So this is a safe little way, once again, to work those lower abdominals is just to come into a little march. So I'm just marching through those feet. Inhale, exhale. Let's go for 3, 2, and last one. Bring it down. Rock yourself back into that neutral. So we've got that nice little neutral happening here. This time we're going to pick the hips up, keeping the neutral. So rib to hip distance doesn't change. So as I inhale, exhale, pick up, this distance doesn't change. And I bring it back down. So inhale, exhale, use those arms, push into the mat, drive up through the heels. We're waking up this glute area right here and bring it back down. Inhale, exhale, lift up, use those glutes, squeeze them at the top and bring them back down. Inhale, exhale, lift up, squeeze the glutes and bring it back down. Let's do 2 more. Inhale, exhale, lift up, have a little glute squeeze. Check yourself out, those hips facing to the ceiling and bring it back down. Last one here. So the glutes just hit the ground, pick yourself back up. Feel those glutes, check them out. Give them a little pat, give them a little poke. Are they firing? Are they working? And bring it all the way back down. Roll them to your side for me. I like to line up on the back of my mat. Even at home, sometimes it's nice to line up in the back of a wall. Check that this hip is not stacked on top. So common error I see in classes is the hips are slightly rotated back. Stack them on top. Also common, feet too far away. Tuck in, nice little tuck. Elbow here, pick up. So you want to use this oblique because it's going to help knit that abs together. So I like to think about listening to the mat with this ear helps me keep in that nice little position. We're going to open up into a little clammy. Now, your clam only comes as high as this hip doesn't rotate back. That's not what we want. Here's my limit, here. So clam down and open up. We want this backside glute working here. This is a great one for us mummies right here. At the same time, we're working this oblique, helping to knit our abs together. So clamming up and clamming down. Ears listening to the mat. Chest is open. Inhale, exhale. So my heels are just pressing into each other as I open that clammy. Gotta love a clam. This is a go-to move. I like to put this palm of my hand here, and it's like gently caressing my hip to stay forward and stay stacked on top of each other. Beautiful. Let's go for 3, 2, and last one. Bring it here. Staying in this little position, I want you just to lift up the hips off the ground. So it's working into those obliques and place it down. Inhale, exhale, lift up. Pick up the hip. So think about this oblique lifting you up here and place it back down. Inhale, exhale, lift up. Hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and bring it down. Awesome. From here, we're going to come onto our all fours before we go to the other side. We're going to do little 50-50 planks. So what I mean by that, we want to pull that belly button in, push away from the mat. I lift one leg up. Now this might be your limit here today. It's just working, opening, lifting, opposite leg, and stretching back. Keeping the hips stable, pointing down to the mat. Or if you feel like you can reach that arm forward, or you can even bring it onto that opposite elbow and come down and lift here. Hope you can see that. Or only come here if you feel that you're not tipping in those hips. That was a really bad over-exaggeration for you. So gaze is down, I push through those fingers and I reach to the side mat. So here we're really working on strengthening that whole back body. It's kind of a progression to the swim, because the swim can be a bit full on to start off with. And I can feel a stretch in my hip as I reach here. This is a great one to do instead of planking, to 50-50. Gaze is down, think about lifting up through the neck, so I don't want this. Here. nice and strong. We're gonna protect that back. Reaching forward. Sometimes to start off with, you might need a mirror to check that your little box position's not here, you're here. That's gonna impact your lower back. Lift up. Let's go for 3, 2, and last one. Bring it here. I'm gonna switch around to this side. So coming to the clams on this side again. Line yourself up on the back of the mat. Feel yourself dump on your shoulder, then lift out. Activate that oblique. Stack the hips, tuck the feet in. Don't have them too far away from you. Gently caressing this palm into that hip bone. This side for me is way more flexible than my other side. So you will find one side is tighter than the other. And once again, it's just mum life. You're carrying things often on one side. It's going to get tight. So just in these little activities that we're doing here now and workouts, it's a time for you to kind of give a bit of self-love to that tight side and give a little bit more emphasis, just put a little mind to it to help kind of release it and open it up a little bit more. That's it, so you're still lifting up through that oblique. Inhale, exhale out. Let's go for 3, 2, and last one. Bring it here. We're gonna lie ourselves down. I want you to still think about that action. Oh, sorry, we forgot to do the planks. I nearly forgot on this side. There we go. You would have been like, no. Lift up and bring it down. Inhale, exhale, lift up and bring it down. My mind just jumps from one thing to another. Sometimes I have to slow myself down. That's it. So think about listening to the mat as we lift up. Shoulders are stacked on top of each other, hips are stacked, and I'm really using that oblique. I can feel it. I could definitely go into a full side plank if I wanted to, but I can still feel my abs knitting together right here. And let's do one more. Lift it up and hold. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and drop it down. Come down the mat. So you can prop your head up if that feels comfortable. Keep that bottom leg bent. I'm going to shoot that other leg out. Hips are still stacked. You can bring this hand forward. It's going to help you keep those hips square. Little leg circles here. Lifting up at hip height. So I can really feel this top oblique working now as I think about lifting the bottom oblique up off the mat. Inhale. So we're not just sunbathing. We're working out. That's it. So I'm going around, say like a tennis ball size, legs staying hip height. Hold here, reverse the other direction. That's it, strengthen that whole hip area. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Hold it there for me. That's it, little lifts up and down. Lifts up and down. We're getting that muffin top area right here. Lift up, lift down. It's only little. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Tuck it on in. Bring yourself on up, flip yourself to the other side. Lay yourself down, line yourself up on the back of the mat, bend that top leg forward, hand, check those hips first, hand here, think about picking that rib cage up off the mat, belly button to spine, rib to hip connection like we just learnt on the mat. This leg lifts to hip height, little circles going forward. Little circles going forward. That's it, roll those shoulders down and away, think long in the neck. Think about energy going outside, down through your toes, lift up through the kneecap, nice strong straight leg. And reverse the circle the other way. So we're circling around a tennis ball. That's it, the aim of the game is to keep the leg at hip height. Let's go for 3, 2, 1, hold here, little lifts up. Little lifts up for those inner outer thighs working as well. That's it, connecting in, nice and gentle. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend those legs in, rock yourself around. On here, with a little cat stretch up and bring it to neutral. Don't go into a cow because that's not good for your separation in your abs. Then your abs are going to spill out the middle. So in that nice little box position, pushing through the pinkies, have a little scapular release here where you push up and down, getting that scapular in your back. Then come into that nice little strong position, tuck the pelvis under, tuck the chin, feel the nice little stretch here, and then rock it back into a nice neutral. Inhale, exhale, tuck the belly button up, push through the fingers, and bring it back into neutral. Inhale, exhale one more time, tuck it up, and bring it back into neutral. If this is too hard on your wrists, you can come down onto your forearms. Otherwise, stay here with me. Bring the left leg into the middle so you make a little tripod. We're going to lift that right leg up. We're gonna bend it, flex the toe. The knees join in, we push up to the ceiling, point the foot out to a fire hydrant. So here we're working upper glute to strengthen that lower back. Make sure you're not here. I'm gonna go as high as I can keep that belly button in. I'm not going into that lower back. Point the foot out to the fire hydrant, flex up. Little fire hydrants helping to knit that core because you're working that oblique as that leg lifts out. Gazes to the mat, think about picking up through the neck like a mummy cat picking up her kittens. That's it, push through those palms, flex up, knees connect, fire hydrant, flex up, knees connect, fire hydrant. Beautiful work. Once again, you can do this in the forearms if you need to. Let's go for 3, 2, and last one. Hold here, little pulses up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, working that glute, 3, 2, 1, point the foot, little pulses out here. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bring it in, stretch it back for a child's pose. This is nice to lengthen out the lower back. Creep the hands forward. Inhale, exhale out, enjoy this little moment. Inhale, exhale, roll yourself back on up, set yourself back up nice and strong, pushing out through those arms, lengthen through the neck, pick up, belly button to spine. I bring the right leg into the middle as I shoot my left leg out. I bend and flex the foot to the ceiling. Knee connects, I push up to the ceiling, knee connects, I point, I take it to the side. Flex up, point to the side. Make sure you're not going to that lower back. Pull up to that belly button, support that lower back. It should be like a little tabletop. That's it, point, flex, point, that's a flex and point, here we go. Flex up, point, you're nearly there. This is a home run, you're doing a great job. And lift up, point, out to the side. Let's go for 3, 2, and last one, hold it up to those little pulses. Getting that upper glute strength. That's it. We can strengthen those upper glutes, it's gonna support our lower back. Let's go for 3, 2, 1, point the foot, take outside little pulses. Feeling that oblique, having to lift that leg up, knitting that core together. Think about that belly button pulling to spine. Inhale, exhale. For 3, 2, 1. Bring the knees in, bring the knees to the outside of the mat and sink back for a wide child's pose. Creep the hands forward. Have a little relax here. Inhale, exhale out. Inhale in, exhale out. Gently roll yourself on up, bring the knees together, tuck the toes under, creep the hands to the feet, soft bend in those knees. Inhale, exhale, the top of the head get heavy towards the mat. Enjoy that stretch, have a little bend and stretch of those legs, bend and stretch, stretching of those hamstrings. Let's gently restack the spine as we exhale out, reach the arms up overhead, bring them down again, dive back down to the mat. Little bend and stretch, bend and stretch. Inhale, exhale, restack the spine. Knees are gently bent, roll the shoulders down and away. Couple of rollbacks here, feeling nice and strong. Inhale, exhale out. Bring yourself to the center of the mat. Let's just release off those obliques. Just a nice big reaches. Let's reach up to the corner. Nice big reaches up here. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, we twist that spine, and last one, inhale in, exhale out. Well done, you've just done a really good workout for that hard area for us mums. So we did the lower back, the glutes, and working into that pelvic floor. So well done ladies, I hope you enjoyed that one. Incorporate that a couple times a week. You'll find yourself feeling a lot stronger for other workouts because you want to make sure you've got that connection going well before you dive on into some other things, because otherwise you could get some lower back pain, you could increase that separation. We don't want that, so make sure you have that nice strong foundation. Thanks so much for joining me guys. I love if you like, subscribe, share with a friend, do it with a friend. Life is better together. Thanks guys, see ya.